I'm in Richmond, Virginia. I just arrived. As you can see, the neighborhood that I'm walking in is clearly very cool. I'm walking past a whole lot of bookstores and vintage clothing shops. I hope I'm cool enough to be here. Probably not.
And this is a great place to write, not just for poets, but for writers of all stripes and genres, because we have both the perfect blend of urban and nature with the city, the James River flowing through the city. That is a beautiful place for inspiration. We also have a lot of cultural activity and history that are really wealthy sources of inspiration to draw from.
I'm at the Edgar Allen Poe Museum in Richmond, Virginia. This is like a childhood dream of mine. I was obsessed with the Raven, Telltale Heart, the Black Cat, the Cask of Amontillado. This has been incredible. I feel so lucky.
When I first came to VCU for, probably the interview or my very first time on campus, I just immediately felt this amazing creative energy.
The James River Writers has events every month. We River City Poets have events every month. There are a lot of spoken word poetry events every month. Any night of the week, you can go out and you can find something that's literarily to do here in Richmond, pretty much. My calendar is always full, and you can't be everywhere at once. It's a great problem to have.
Richmond is a great place for writing and literature because there are all kinds of organizations here to help new writers and even established writers kind of get better at their craft. There's the James River Writers Association, there's Agile Writers, and River City Poets. There's all kinds of different organizations in Richmond. Not to mention lots of poetry events and writing events and book signings all over town.
I think Virginia in general has something to offer to artists because there's this rich history. And it's not necessarily nice history, but it's definitely moving in a lot of ways.
The image of Richmond to me is the Exxon gas station at the corner of Three Chopped and Patterson, because they have a book club that meets there called Books in the Bay. And I love that about Richmond, that you can find book clubs anywhere.
For me, Richmond is the river, it's the herons, it's the pipeline walk, it's seeing the city skyline from the rocks over the pipeline in Belle Isle and Browns Island, and all the fabulous, beautiful, natural wildness that is here, juxtaposed with the history and the railroad tracks and the bricks falling into the water and the old buildings and the cobblestone, and then the bustling sort of urban center, all sort of there within eyesight. That's Richmond. This morning the dawn comes through glass as if it were autumn, but there is no sweetness in it. In English, one can only say, I miss you, but that doesn't cover by half the long September hours I feel I need. In Italian, mi manchi, you are lacking to me, a lesson in grape skins and empty palms. In Spanish, the thing gets like morning light gets nearer. Me haces falta, te echo de menos, te extraño. You make me lack, you make me less, I miss you. Like a third hand on the doorknob as the clock ticks time for leaving and my arms are wrapped around your waist.
Yeah, this is where it happens, this is a sanctuary where I can just find my little niche and just start writing. And we lived over there in Westover Hills, and I was teaching in summer session, and it was hot as hell. So this is called Where Summer Went. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
Early May, a heat wave killed the robin's first batch of chicks. 3 scrawnies huddled in their nest in the thin cedar outside my office window. All June, while they raised their second brood, I read students' papers at the desk. Another class with the same themes, their same observations of style. There's a shortage of commas this year, sentences fuse when the temperature soars.
You can't be too young to realize the want follows you everywhere. Still, you're trying to get through this somehow, and somehow you never forget the words. Even after you've pulled the curtain on this life, baby, and only found fetid scraps of charm. Sound drunk up there on the mic, you're spinning recklessly into verses like you've done for 20-something years. This is your best impression of getting through this life, baby.
Here we just have a lot of community and belief and supporting one another as writers. It's a fabulous place to